of do we feel it meets our expectations or not.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, as we wind up, there's this letter that has been written about Jubilee, questioning how Matiang'i was able to be
chosen
as a presidential candidate by Ngunjiri. So what about it? Because I know you've been a member, you've been a youth leader at Jubilee party, and also the realignments that we saw some times back.
Yeah. First of all, Trisha, the Jubilee constitution reads that the party leader should be the presidential candidate of the party.
Yes.
Now, the current person chosen to be presidential candidate has the designation deputy party leader. But now, our politics, Trisha, we live in very interesting times. We live in interesting times because we live in a country where one member of a political party, like Honorable Edwin Sifuna, can disagree with the entire NEC. And when he disagrees with the entire NEC, we say he should be protected because his voice must be heard, because we live in a democracy. And we're able to say that you people must listen to him. Then the same people who protect him and say he should be listened to and say his rights must be not infringed are the same people who want to castigate Ngunjiri Wambugu because he has asked a question in a political party. So you see, the threshold becomes weird.
Sure.
Because Ngunjiri Wambugu is also a member of a political party as Jubilee. He's a ranking member of the political party. He has asked a question. Now, the same people who protect the rights of Sifuna are now saying that Ngunjiri Wambugu is a mole. They are now saying that Ngunjiri Wambugu should be lynched. They are now saying that Ngunjiri Wambugu should be punished for asking such
questioning
the party. And that's what I'm saying. We live in interesting times where when I think it favors me, it is good. When it doesn't, it's not good. Because if there's anyone who has better threshold to ask, in my view, is actually Ngunjiri Wambugu more than Sifuna. And you ask me why. Ngunjiri Wambugu is just a member of the party. He does not sit in any organ of the party that makes decisions.
Yes.
And on that threshold, he can actually ask any question. On the other side, Edwin Sifuna is a secretary general. He's part of the leadership of the party, and therefore must be part and parcel of the decision-making organ. Remember, when I read that letter by Honorable Ngunjiri Wambugu, to be honest, I didn't read any mischief in it, because it's just a letter of a member who is trying to seek clarification. All the party needs to do is to clarify. You simply write back as the Secretary General or the chair and say, no, this was the process. Because he's asking two questions, Trisha. Ngunjiri Wambugu is asking question number one. He's saying, under what process did we arrive at Matiang'i
yes.
as a presidential candidate?
Yes.
And
while the Constitution says otherwise.
He has not even quoted that bit of the Constitution. He has just said, how did we arrive here?
Yes.
Which I think is a legit question. You can simply tell him that probably it was a NEC decision. Yeah? And maybe probably he'll ask, now, for a decision as big as a presidential candidate, the party actually needs a national delegates convention. Was the convention held? So it's just simple questions that the party can answer. And question number two that Honorable Ngunjiri Wambugu is asking is, our party leader, our deputy party leader, who is our presidential candidate, is openly endorsing candidates from other political parties. Where does that leave us as aspirants of the political party? And I think that's a valid concern from a member, especially who is an aspirant, because he's quoting a case scenario where Honorable Matiang'i endorses Senator Methu for Senator of Nyandarua, and yet Jubilee as a party has a candidate in the same position in the same Nyandarua, and that candidate was also there when Honorable Matiang'i was endorsing Methu. As members and as aspirants of the party, they must be worried. And that, to me, is a legit concern from a member who is saying, wait a minute, how are we endorsing how is the person leading us endorsing others? And what I see is that he's being answered by people who are telling him that, but do you know why? Rigathi Gachagua endorsed Machogu in Kisii, and Machogu is a candidate on Jubilee. I have not confirmed that, but that is the argument that they are fronting.
Yes.
They are saying, but you guys, Rigiji endorsed Machogu in Kisii for governor. Why aren't you complaining about that? And I'm saying, no, wait, that is DCP to complain. It is the DCP
Not
aspirants
Jubilee.
who should be complaining
Okay,
about that. And two, another question is, when Rigathi was endorsing Machogu, who was the DCP candidate in Kisii that got disadvantaged? Because DCP, up to now, I have not seen them having a candidate for governor in Kisii. That means when Rigathi is endorsing Machogu, he is not disadvantaging his party, he's not disadvantaging his aspirants. But when the Jubilee presidential candidate is endorsing a DCP candidate, that disadvantages Jubilee. As responsible aspirants and members of the political party, they must be able to ask these questions. Unfortunately, the same people who are protecting the rights of others in other political parties to rebel from the leadership of the party are the same ones who are now wanting to lynch Honorable Ngunjiri Wambugu, who is a member of the party, and they don't want him to question anything in the party. And they are now labeling him. They are calling him an NIA small. They are calling him... I've seen them calling him all manner of names that he needs to be punished. And I'm asking myself, why are we like this as a country? Why can't we just be consistent? If we really believe that people have a right to question, then others cannot have more right than others.
True.
If it is okay for these ones to question in their political party, it must be okay for them for you as also to question in your own political party. We must not celebrate the challenges in other political parties and call them democracy. And when it comes to us, we now say that is disturbance.
Okay.